Hey guys, what's up? It's iFlynn here, and welcome to episode 6 of my Warframe Beginner's Guide for 2019. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about everything that we need to do before we progress on to Ceres. So in the last video, we just unlocked the planet Phobos. The only thing that we have to do on Phobos is kill the boss known as the Sergeant at least once. The Sergeant drops the part blueprints for the Warframe known as Mag. She is by no means a must-have Warframe, so you don't have to farm all of her parts if you don't want to, but I recommend picking all of them up anyway, just so whenever you do need her the level for more mastery rank, you have her sitting and waiting. Defeating the Sergeant was the first of the 4 requirements for the Ceres Junction. The next one I recommend focusing on is defeating the Lieutenant Lich Krill on War on Mars. Lich Krill is the first boss in the game who has an additional mechanic where you can't damage him until you do a certain thing. For this fight, I recommend bringing the weapon known as the Bolter, the assault rifle that I told you to craft in the last episode. When you finally get to fighting Lich Krill, you'll notice that he has 4 pipes on his back. Use your Bolter to burst one of the 4 pipes on his back and then try to bait him into doing a slam attack with his hammer. This will cause him to freeze himself. Do this for the other pipes present on his back until he has none left. Once he has none left, he will enter an enraged state, and this is when you're going to be able to damage him. Start shooting him until he dies, and then get to extraction where you're going to be rewarded with a part blueprint for Excalibur. I highly recommend farming Excalibur, crafting and claiming him, as combining his second ability Radio Blind with his 4th ability Exalted Blade is a great source of damage early game. You don't have to do this straight away, so don't worry if you don't have it done by the next episode, just have it done as soon as you can. There are 2 more very easy requirements that we're going to have to do to progress to Ceres, and these are killing 300 Arid Grineer enemies on Mars and refining a single Void Relic. The killing of 300 Arid Grineer enemies should come quite easily, but to refine a Void Relic, you're going to have to keep on playing the Void Fisher missions that we talked about in the previous episode to farm up enough Void Traces to fully refine one. To fully refine a relic, head to the relic kiosk to the right of your arsenal, choose any random relic and spend 100 Void Traces to fully refine it, increasing the chances for a rare prime item from that relic that you refine. Once all of that is done, you're going to have access to the Ceres Junction. On this junction, you're going to fight the Warframe known as Trinity, who is the main healer / supportive Warframe in the game. She's going to be pretty tanky, so make sure that your Serration mod and elemental damage mods for your Bolter rifle are leveled up a decent amount. Now, as the enemies' levels are increasing planet by planet, on Ceres we jump into what is known as the T2 reward pool, which means your average mission is going to drop better or different rewards compared to the previous planets, which all pulled from the T1 drop table. There are 3 different tiered drop tables within Warframe. All nodes on Earth, Venus, Mercury, Mars, and Phobos drop from the Tier 1 drop tables. All nodes on Ceres, Jupiter, Europa, and Saturn drop from the Tier 2 drop tables. Then Uranus, Neptune, Sedna, and Pluto drop from the Tier 3 drop tables. Because we progressed up a reward tier, we can now get new rewards from a mission like a spy mission, rather than the usual stuff we've been getting up until this point. Once you get the boat on Ceres, the spy mission there, it's in your best interest to farm the following. From Rotation A, you should farm the mods Blunderbuss and Pistol Gambit. These share a 9.09% chance to drop. From Rotation B, you should farm Cryo Rounds, Deep Freeze, Hell's Chamber, Northwind, Shocking Touch, Speed Trigger, Stormbringer, Streamline, and Target Cracker. All of these mods share a 5.56% chance to drop. From Rotation C, you should farm the Avara Chassis Blueprint, Rhyme Rounds, and Scattering Inferno. These all share a 5.64% chance to drop. You may already have a few of the things listed, so it's worth double checking before you start farming these, as of course there are additional ways of farming these items, but you're going to get a lot of XP for doing these spy missions potentially undetected with a lot of practice. The more practice you get in running the spy missions, the easier and more efficient they're going to be. Playing around casually on Ceres, you will notice that there is somewhat of a difficulty spike. Enemies are a lot tankier than usual. This is because the enemies that you're fighting against, the Grineer, have armor, and armor is going to scale with the enemy's level. As their level gets higher and higher, their armor value and health will as well, making them a little bit more difficult to take down. If you recall back to the previous episode, we covered how damage is calculated, status chance, and status effects, where we briefly talked about corrosive damage, what it's good against, and the fact it can strip enemy armor. If you can make corrosive damage by placing an electric damage mod beside a toxin damage mod in any of your weapons modding sections, you should do it, as it's going to make killing enemies on Ceres a lot easier. You can get even more damage by complementing your corrosive elemental combo with a third elemental damage mod that gives you either fire or cold damage. If you can't make corrosive damage, the next best elemental combo you should try to create is radiation damage complemented by a third element such as cold damage. These elemental damage setups will help you out a lot getting through Ceres. It's important to upgrade your elemental damage mods that you're using with Endo to make them give you a little bit more damage, but keep in mind that your Ceration mod should always come first, as you're going to get more overall damage from Ceration than you will with just elemental damage mods. If you're having trouble staying alive, put a little bit more Endo into your Vitality mod so you can take more hits before you go down. Now, in today's video, we're not going to talk about completing all of the requirements for the Jupiter Junction, as we've just got to Ceres, but we are going to talk about the Syndicate system and Nightwave. The Syndicate system is basically a faction system found within Warframe that you unlock at Master Rank 3, which you should be coming close to if you got all the weapons that you can purchase outright for credits and began leveling them from rank 0 to 30. Once you hit Master Rank 3, head to the console found at the top left of your ship. There are 6 Syndicate factions to choose from, and we're going to be going with the Steel Meridian, the one on the far left. Select Steel Meridian, initiate with them by sacrificing 1000 salvage and 10,000 credits. Once you've initiated with the Steel Meridian, you will receive what is known as a sigil, a cosmetic for your Warframe that shows players which Syndicate you've allied with. Go to your arsenal, hover over your Warframe, select Appearance, then Regalia. Front or back sigil, your choice really, then select the Steel Meridian sigil and it's going to be applied to your Warframe. Keeping this sigil equipped will convert a certain amount of your XP gained from every mission in the Syndicate standing. At base, you can earn 4000 Syndicate standing a day as your Master Rank 3. When you progress on to Master Rank 4, you're going to be able to earn 5000 standing a day, and then it goes on. It's within your best interest to cap out on the standing every single day, as you've probably taken a gander at the rewards that all the Syndicates can offer you. While leveling your Steel Meridian Syndicate, you're also going to gain reputation with the Red Veil Syndicate because they're allied. If you were to initiate with another Syndicate and swap sigils, you're going to start to lose rep with the Steel Meridian or Red Veil, implying the Syndicate that you chose is against either of the two. With the Steel Meridian Syndicate, we're aiming to get the mod known as Scattered Justice. To get this mod, we must first progress to the rank of Protector. To do this, we must fill the progress bar displayed by maxing out our Syndicate standing every day on the top left of the screen and then making another sacrifice to rank up. To earn the next title Brave, we've got to get 5000 Steel Meridian standing and then sacrifice 2 Morphics and 30,000 credits, so make sure you have those stored up and ready for you to progress on to the next rank. Keep your eye on your Syndicate standing. Check it at the beginning and end of every play session to make sure that you're not missing out on any rewards. Now we're going to dive into something that's a little bit confusing. In previous episodes of the beginner guide, I talked about how you could get certain mods or items from things known as alerts. Well, alerts have pretty much been removed from the game entirely and replaced with this new system called Nightwave. Nightwave is daily and weekly challenges that you can complete to earn Nightwave standing to increase your Nightwave rank. Progress is displayed at the top of the screen. Every time you increase your Nightwave rank, you can earn a reward from the Nightwave reward list. All of the rewards are pretty much self-explanatory apart from the Wolf credits. Wolf credits are a Nightwave specific currency which you can use to purchase the rewards from the old alert system. To spend your Wolf credits, go to the Nightwave station in your ship and then press credit offerings as displayed on the bottom right and then purchase what you need. Make sure to do as many challenges as possible when you can. Don't worry about not getting everything done though, as we're told that you only need to do about 60% of the challenges to get all of the rewards displayed on the reward table for this Nightwave season. But that honestly just about wraps it up for this episode of my Warframe Beginner's Guide for 2019. I sincerely apologize for this episode taking so long to come out, as I had a lot of things going on in my life that just prolonged the overall process of putting together a well-scripted video while trying to maintain things such as my live stream and stay on top of other things that had been happening within our gaming landscape, like the likes of Anthem coming out and a few Warframe Twitch drops here and there. Don't worry about it though, I'm back in the loop now with making content and the daily uploads should resume this week. I'm doing my best to catch up on the episodes of the beginner guides that I missed out on. The aim for the guide is still to have at least 53 episodes out by the end of this year. I've also started to work on a series that I'm going to call From Zero, which is going to be more like the old beginner's guide, where it's literally just me playing through the game as I normally would, with maybe a little bit less in-depth information, but still explaining things as we're going along. I've got a lot more planned for the future, but instead of spoiling it all here, thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more Warframe content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.